Oh, I'm ready, fam.
The team
I'm ready,
would
fam.
no longer be businessmen. They would be citizens of a new nation.
What?
They would begin a revolution.
Oh, shit!
Hot sauce beats is finally here. Hot sauce beats is finally here. Eat, sleep, make beats. Eat, sleep, make beats.
Hot sauce beats. Woo-hoo! What the fuck's up, Sauce Gang? Hot Sauce Beats here with another Dream SMP reaction. That's right, motherfuckers. We're on part 2 of EvanMCGaming's videos going over the complete story of the Dream SMP. We came out with part 1 yesterday, got a bunch of feedback from you guys, and you guys said you absolutely fucking loved it. And I'm stoked for this because this one's really gonna dive deep into Wilbur's part. And you guys have told me when Wilbur joins, that's really when the whole Dream SMP lore really starts. So I'm pretty fucking stoked, and I hope you guys are excited for my reaction too. Woo! Fucking amped! But before we jump in the video, please help support the channel by smashing that subscribe and like button and hit that notification bell and become part of the Sauce Gang. I'm done fucking yakking. Let's get to reacting. Now that's what the fuck is up. Woo!
Independence or death.
You guys ready?
Following the events
Part
of the
2.
First War in the Dream SMP, the tension between Dream and Tommy and Tubbo did not go away. Having been the only people to stand up to Dream, Tommy and Tubbo were not exactly friends with the most powerful man on the server.
They weren't.
But they couldn't
fight back.
back.
Were they frenemies?
They didn't have the resources, the people, or the will to start another battle.
Oh shit.
Until a new player joined.
Wilbur!
Everything.
Wilbur!
Today, I will tell a story.
I feel that's like Wilson.
A story of independence. A story of a people who rose up against tyranny. A story of revolution.
This can be badass.
This is part 2 of the story of the Dream SMP.
Part 2!
Really quick, this
Part
video
2.
took weeks to make, so if you could take 1 second to subscribe, it is completely free.
We're already subscribed, fam. I got your back, Evan.
Thank you. Let's start from the beginning.
Let's do it.
Wilbur Soot. A songwriter, comedic genius, and visionary. Coming up with some of the most influential ideas in recent Minecraft history, Wilbur is a mastermind of virality.
Really? Holy
Creating
shit.
his first video on March 29,
Lots of views.
2019, and using his experience from his time with the channel Soot House, Wilbur, in just under 2 years, has amassed over 3 million subscribers.
Fucking jelly.
So when it was announced that he would be joining the Dream SMP, people knew things would change. But no one expected how much it really would. Being a genius of words and stories, Wilbur brought something to the table that no one had really considered.
What's that?
Tommy had had a rough idea of how the disc saga would go, but for the next story, Wilbur would take it a step further.
Ooh.
The introduction of Wilbur marked a turning point in the SMP, from a jumbled mess of conflict to something more. From this point on, the story of the SMP would be planned out, for the most part, before it happened.
Oh, okay.
Scripted improvisation.
Oh, shit.
And Wilbur, the main writer,
that's what you guys were
began
talking
his
about in the
story
comments.
the day he logged on. This marked the true beginning of the storyline of the Dream SMP.
I'm fucking ready. I'm ready, fam.
Wilbur saw an opportunity in the Dream SMP. Not an opportunity for power or an opportunity for war, but an opportunity for business. And on July 24th, he logged on to the SMP and began moving forward. He started by building a caravan. Camera van? The base of operations for his business. After this, he went to his first...
Hold on. I guarantee you, he built that off of Breaking Bad. That looks like Breaking Bad's fucking meth lab. Wilbur, are you fucking cooking meth on the Dream SMP? Tell me you're not. Tell me you're not, and I call you a liar.
Business partner, TommyInnit. He then explained his master plan for their business. After tricking the rest of the SMP members into giving up all of their blaze rods and brewing stands, Tommy and Wilbur would be able to produce all of the potions on the server.
This is Breaking Bad!
The rarity of these potions.
They're cooking meth!
Without hesitation, Tommy joined Wilbur and together,
oh, shit.
They began sweeping the server, convincing players to give up their brewing stands and blaze rods.
They're cooking fucking meth!
With Tubbo. Tubbo, who trusted Tommy and Wilbur, fell victim to the scam, giving his brewing stands and water breathing potions.
All of them.
That being said, not everyone was convinced. One man saw right through their plan.
Dream.
Sapnap.
Oh.
As Tubbo attempted to give up a stack of blaze rods to the new business partners, Sapnap punched Tommy out of the way, taking them for
That's
himself.
fucked up!
With further suspicion,
People get shanked in the streets for that.
Sapnap followed Tommy and Wilbur back to their van, taking it upon himself to investigate.
This is so
Entering
Breaking
the truck,
Bad.
Sapnap, against the will of Wilbur and Tommy, began looking around. And it only took him a few seconds to enter the back of the truck and find their brewing stands.
Meth lab.
Thus exposing their plans of
Their
scamming
fucking
the
meth
server
lab.
into giving up all of their potion-making supplies.
Why?
With their backs against the wall, the duo attempted to enlist the help of Fundy. Their plan to get Fundy on their side was to frame Sapnap as the bad guy. They then proceeded to hide the evidence of their plans from Fundy, who then decided to join them. After this, Sapnap had had enough.
Uh-oh.
Attempting to arrest Wilbur and Tommy, Sapnap ended up killing Tommy purely for taunting him. This prompted Tubbo, who was on the side of Sapnap after being scammed by Tommy and Wilbur, to reconsider his position.
This is so
But
fucking
although
funny,
his
dude.
loyalty to Sapnap wavered, for now, he remained on the side of the law. There was nothing the three could do.
Stop cooking meth.
Completely outgeared, Wilbur, Tommy, and Fundy retreated to the van. And
Meth
right
lab.
as they thought things couldn't get any worse, they did. As it turns out, Tommy had some unfinished business with Punk, having stolen from him once again.
Uh-oh.
And
Tommy's
as the team
always
retreated
stealing.
to the van, Purpled and Punk came to confront Tommy.
Uh-oh.
Things were not looking good for the new business, and if the team wanted a chance to escape, they had to think of something fast.
Give him meth.
And quickly, a plan began to form.
Soggy biscuit.
Wilbur walked out of the van, stalling Purpled and Punk just long enough for Tommy to escape through the floor of the van into a cave. Shortly
Clever.
after, the two noticed and began to pursue him. Wilbur, confronted only by Tubbo, logged out of the game to buy some more time.
Clever
Lastly,
theory,
Funny
Watson.
stayed in the caravan, along with Tubbo and Eric, another member of the SMP who had recently joined. The guards stood, awaiting Wilbur to rejoin. Meanwhile, the pursuit of Tommy continued.
So, curious question. When you log out, when you come back in, do you come back in at the same spot? Huh? Huh?
And before long, they had found him. Surrounded, Tommy surrendered,
Oh,
being
shit.
escorted to jail on half a heart. With the news
Not
of
even a
Tommy
whole
being
heart.
captured, one of the guards, Tubbo, began escorting Fundy to jail as well for conspiring to help Wilbur and Tommy. All that remained in the van was Eric, the final guard standing between Wilbur and freedom. But in a surprising turn of events, Eric betrayed the other guards, choosing to help the enemy instead. And just like that, Eric was an ally of the
Yes!
business. Knowing he was safe, Wilbur logged back in and conspired with Eric to free
He joined
Fundy
the
and
meth
Tommy.
team.
Their plan to free Fundy was easy as he was still being escorted by Tubbo. Eric would convince Tubbo to let him finish the escorting of Fundy to court, where he would then bring Fundy to his house, allowing him to plant Wilbur the ingredients for an invisibility potion. And the plan would have
shit.
worked. But when Fundy and Eric reached Fundy's house, Purpled was there. Little did they know he had been spying on them in their voice call the whole time,
Oh,
and
shit.
knew Eric had betrayed them.
Oh, shit, son!
Then quickly informed
Oh,
Sapnap of
shit.
the news and requested him to come to Fundy's base as backup. While Sapnap was leaving for Fundy's base, he left Punk in charge of watching Tommy. As the two sat in the courthouse,
Meth lab
they
over.
began to talk.
Meth
And
lab
before
over.
long, Tommy had convinced Punk to help him escape.
Jesus.
Tommy's plan was to have Punk draw the guards back to the courthouse and escape through a hole he dug in the back of his cell. This was perfect timing for Sapnap and Purpled, as Sapnap had just arrived at Fundy's base and the two guards began escorting Fundy and Eret to court. Tubbo, meanwhile, traveled back to the van to keep an eye on Wilbur. After Wilbur transformed the van from the potion brewing station it was to a hot dog van, Tubbo, with Wilbur's permission, investigated. Finding nothing out of the ordinary, Tubbo provided compensation of 10 gold for the disturbances they had caused earlier. And gold was one of the main materials he needed to make the invisibility potion. The plan was beginning to fall into place.
Ooh.
Although it had hit some rough patches, there was still a solid chance of the prisoners escaping.
Oh,
and
shit.
As the guards escorted Fundy and Eret back to court, Wilbur continued gathering the resources for the potions.
This fucking
Before
badass.
long, the trial had started and they were running out of time.
It's like a little
to
movie.
escape. Ponk had been figured out and was thrown in jail with Tommy.
Oh, shit.
And Purple went off looking for Wilbur.
Purple's a
who
little
had
bitch.
just began brewing. With
Purple, why are you such a bitch, little fucking snitch? Snitches get fucking stitches, son? Son? Little bitch?
Gone and Wilbur about to be compromised, all four of the prisoners dug out of their cells and
Yeah!
ran. Everyone was on the run.
Afoot!
After some fighting, everyone decided it would be best to meet back at the van.
Meth lab.
And as they were coming back, Tubbo and Wilbur began to talk. After explaining his plans to Tubbo and talking of the injustice they had done to him and his accomplices, Tubbo decided to join his side. And
Tubbo's always on the side with Tommy.
With everyone safe in the van and a new member on their side, the businessmen had been through enough.
Oh shit, 5 of them now.
They knew that the next time they logged on, they had to fight back. And Wilbur had an idea. One that would send the server into further chaos and begin one of the most famous stories on the SMP.
Oh, I'm ready, fam.
The team
I'm ready,
would
fam.
no longer be businessmen. They would be citizens of a new nation.
What?
They would begin a revolution.
Oh shit! What?
1 week passed before their country was officially born. In that week, as well as the time before Wilbur joined, a lot had changed on the server.
Oh shit.
New players and new builds.
That's all
During
pretty
the time
legit.
of peace after the First War, 2 new players joined the server. These players were Skeppy and Eret.
Don't know
For
either.
the most part, Skeppy did not play a major role in the story other than burning a new disc Tommy had gathered after the First War. Eret, on the other hand, did, and would play a major role in the new nation of Manburg.
Manburg!
At least for a little while.
Is that their
The new
salute
builds
to each
included
other?
a sewer system that led to many areas of the server, Eret's castle, which eventually housed the throne for whoever held the title of King of the Dream SMP,
Wow.
a jungle base built far away by Tubbo, and a few new towers here and there.
Lord of the Ring?
Bit by
Tower?
bit, development continued
It's
on the
pretty
server.
badass, dude.
Until the day Manburg was born. This day marked the beginning of a new era in the Dream SMP. An era of independence.
Woo.
3 days. That's how long the war would last. In 3 days, the fate of their nation would be decided, and the wills of the men and Tommy, who created it,
Why do you say it like that?
beyond
And
their
Tommy.
limits. But before they could begin a revolution, their great nation needed a name. And Tommy had just the idea.
Manburg.
Wilbur, I've had the idea. I've had the idea.
Oh, I have a lot.
Oh my god.
Manburg, or alternatively, Mantopia.
I like Mantopia.
Yeah?
How do we make it European? Le Manburg.
Le Manburg. Yeah,
There we go.
Le Manburg.
And Manburg was born.
State of Le Manburg.
After the name was decided, the fellow citizens began to build a wall
Let's make
to
it
distinguish
European.
their land from the greater Dream SMP. In their new nation, anyone would be allowed to make potions without being arrested,
Meth.
and the tyranny of Dream
You
and
can make
fellow
meth in
Americans
Manburg.
would no longer affect them. This was the dream. And along with Wilbur, Tommy, and Tubbo, Fundy and Eret joined the new nation.
Oh shit.
Upon hearing the news of revolution brewing on the server,
So did he just jump ahead there a little bit and he was showing all those crazy ass builds? Because that's not in Manburg. Like, where's that fucking Castle of Aaron? It's not in those walls. I'm confused.
Dream went to confront the members of Manburg.
Dream don't like
This
this.
time, they didn't hide anything. The team explained that everything inside the walls was their land and would be governed and cared for by them, separately and under no rule of the greater Dream SMP.
Like, where's that at?
Would
That's
be
not in the
Tommy's
fucking
home
wall.
house, which would remain property of their nation as the Manburg embassy.
Oh, okay.
Dream,
Okay.
however, was
Okay.
not convinced and left to conspire with his friends about what to do. Before
castle's
long, Dream
badass.
began bribing Tommy to leave Manburg and rejoin the greater Dream SMP. But he would have to do better than that if he wanted someone to turn.
Cheers.
That being said, Wilbur still questioned Tommy's devotion to the cause.
Oh, come on, Wilbur.
Done for this nation is you're one of the faces of it, right?
Thank you. Thank you.
But you need to understand that you've done very little in terms of setup. I mean, look behind you. Look at Eric working hard.
As the two continued to talk, Wilbur still questioned whether Tommy was truly devoted to the revolution or just there to be
Revolution!
the face of the nation. And after they reached an agreement, Phase 2 of Wilbur's plan began to take shape.
Oh shit, what? New uniforms. Pretty badass, by the way. Pretty badass. Like, really badass.
Tommy noticed something out of place.
Uh-oh. What?
After alerting the rest of the squad about what was happening, Tommy saw It's Alyssa walking away from the fire.
Bitch!
Had taken it too far. And as the team chased her down, she logged out to escape death.
Oh, I would have shot her real quick.
Camped where she disconnected. Wilbur convinced Tommy to take off his armor and use his words, as he would not let their new nation of Manburg become the very thing he sought to destroy.
Touche,
Upon
sir.
Alyssa rejoining, she began to run and Tommy killed her anyway. For Wilbur,
Fuck
this
that
was the
bitch!
final straw. And when they all got back to Manburg, he temporarily dismissed Tommy, making him go back to his home in the greater Dream SMP.
Oh shit.
But then, word got out that Tubbo was being held hostage by Dream, Sapnap, and Puns. Tommy
Bitches.
knew if there was any time to regain Wilbur's trust, it was now. By saving Tubbo, he could finally be the hero for Manburg he had always wanted to be.
Come on, Tommy.
But they took him hostage as well.
Fuck.
After Tubbo revealed
Fuck.
that he had invisibility potions, Dream and Sapnap decided they could not risk them escaping with their stuff and killed both of them.
What?
This, Wilbur knew it was time. Time to make their revolution official. To free themselves of the tyranny and the aggression
War.
of the greater Dream SMP.
War is here,
to officially
motherfuckers!
declare
War!
Independence.
Oh.
And after some
Sometimes
writing,
you gotta dance.
Wilbur Soot, the leader
Dance a little.
of the great nation of Manburg, had drafted their Declaration of Independence.
Hear ye, hear ye. Come on, come
The
on.
nation of the Dream SMP have cast great sins upon our great land of the Hatad Dog Ven.
What?
They have robbed us,
Hatad Dog
imprisoned us,
Ven?
threatened us, killed many of our men. This time of tyranny ends with us. This book declares that the nation which shall be henceforth known as Manburg is separate, emancipated, and independent from the nation
Why are they taking
of
down their
Dream
wall?
SMP.
What?
The union of the masters of men.
Oh, they're making a
Together
new one.
we are one. In
Okay.
the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one to dissolve the bonds which bind us.
Excuse me.
Disregarding of this truth is nothing
Oh, that's a badass
short
wall.
of tyranny. We hold these truths to be self-evident.
I feel like they
that
should have
all men are
a bigger
created
area,
equal.
though.
The right of the people exists above the right of the king, the right of the government, and the right of the economy. From the Hatad Dog Van, we shall prevail. Life, liberty, and the pursuit. of
Revolution! Oh shit, that looked bad. That's
This
not what I
document
meant.
was signed by all members of the Manburg
Independence.
and represented much more than a mere book. These words were what held the nation together, a vow of brotherhood that would only end in independence or death. With the framing of the book, The nation of Manburg showed itself as a force
This is
to be
dope.
reckoned with.
I'm liking part 2 better than
This
part 1 so
point
far.
of no return.
Woo!
As long as Manburg stood, Dream knew he couldn't have control. And so, him, George, Sapnap, and Puns drafted another document. The Declaration of War.
Oh shit.
Unlike the first war for Tommy's discs, this time there was much more at stake.
A nation.
This was not just a war for
One nation.
independence,
Under
but
God.
a war for power. And Dream
Independence.
would stop at nothing to put Manburg in the ground if it was the last thing he'd do.
TNT. I'm
With the reality
dynamite.
of war beginning to set in, both sides began to prepare. Off-stream, Tubbo had gathered potions to aid them in the coming battles. Meanwhile, Tommy and Tubbo used this time to attempt to convince the members of the Dream SMP Guard that they were on the wrong side.
That's what I would
They
do.
began this by attempting Puns with a meaningless title, hoping he'd get excited and betray his friends. Next, Tommy had an idea to tempt Dream. He stated that if Dream refrained from attacking them, he would give up one of the discs. Tommy's most prized possessions on the SMP and the result of a hard-fought war
Really?
would be put on the line for independence.
Really?
But as Tommy and Tubbo were leaving Dream's base, their entire army logged on at once.
Oh,
Tubbo
fuck.
was gunned down by Dream as Tommy fled to the
What?
suit. All of the potions that Tubbo had gathered were lost upon his death,
What?
being burned by Dream. Soon, everyone joined
shit.
the call and reality began to set in. The Dream SMP army was there, and Manburg's was not. All Tommy and Tubbo could do was stall them and hope for the best. As Tommy arrived at his house to speak with Dream and his army, he found the entire property laced with TNT.
Oh
As a
shit.
final effort, Tommy attempted to convince Dream he was in the wrong, but he would have none of it. The line had already been crossed. Damage had been done,
Oh
and
shit,
doom
fam.
was imminent.
Oh shit,
Dream and his
fam.
men gave Tommy and the rest of Manburg 1 day. 1 day to surrender.
Uno mas,
or
por
everything
favor.
they owned would be destroyed. And so, as Wilbur received the news, the true preparation for the final battle began.
Tommy and Wilbur and the rest of Childberg
Man,
We-
childbirth.
are at war.
Do you know what we have that they don't have? We have camaraderie. We have a righteous cause. We have an area to defend.
There is no mercy. We have burnt down Tubbo's house. We have planted TNT cannons around your land. We have cobblestone walled the outside, and we have shot one warning shot inside your walls.
No matter what happens, no matter even if he comes, even if he destroys the very hot dog van that we live out of, until the day we stop breathing, that is when Manburg.
This is getting badass,
No
fam.
mercy.
No mercy.
for you.
Do you know
Strike
what it's
first.
driven by?
Strike fast.
Do you know what
No
it's driven
mercy.
by? The
Cobra
defense of
Kai.
our land.
You understand? We will come. We will burn down your houses.
He can destroy the walls.
We will kill everything inside your walls,
He can slaughter
This
our
heating
friends, our
up.
family.
and we will take back the land that is rightfully ours.
But until the day we stop breathing, the minute we let go of that dream, that's when he has won. Men, are you going to let go of that dream?
I
No!
want to see white flags outside your base by tomorrow at dawn, or you are dead.
Oh, it's wartime, motherfuckers! Doomsday.
August 4th, the day of reckoning.
Woo!
And as Dream and his army looked to the skies of Manburg, no flags flew.
Fuck those
Today,
white flags,
There
bitch!
will be war.
Bitch!
Before Wilbur
Eat a
logged
dick!
on,
I'd
Tommy
wave a
and
flag
Tubbo
that said,
were
eat a dick.
After
Dream?
using a few useless
Eat a
items,
dick, Dream?
they retreated to Manburg where they waited for the official start of the war. Then their leader Wilbur joined the server. With Dream and his men camping the cobblestone wall they had built around part of Manburg, the revolutionaries retreated to the van and began to create a plan of action. Wilbur emphasized the importance of the element of surprise, as their team was completely outgeared by Dream's army. While they discussed their plan, Dream and his men spread to each wall, surrounding them. Staying true to their peaceful origins, now was not the time to armor up.
What?
Using their words, Wilbur and Tommy attempted one final time to resolve things peacefully.
Why?
Once again, it didn't work. And as the two sides regrouped, they prepared for the Battle of the Ages.
Battle of
The
Manburg.
war for independence, and most of all, the war for power. Wilbur decided that it would be a greater benefit for the group if he watched the battle from above. This meant the one leading them into battle would be Tommy.
Yeah,
As
Tommy,
they began making their
motherfucker.
way to the battlefield, they took it all in.
Where's the battlefield?
Final calm before the storm.
And where's Wilbur? Is he building a tower? To
Once
watch?
the battle began, there would be no rest until someone had won. And
3
having had
days.
their moment of peace, both armies moved into position. Let the war begin.
Shit, I'm ready.
Battle began on Tommy's front lawn.
I'm ready.
Dream and his men held Tommy's power tower while the Manburg army stood in the grass. As the enemies stared each other down, they both waited for the first move to be made. Then, a shot was fired by Dream,
Of course.
but
Of course.
it was nowhere close to the opposition. Confused, everyone thought he missed.
Oh
but he
shit, it's a
didn't.
trap. Yeah, I knew it, it's a
This
trap.
was the first trap of the war and managed to take out Fundy. Immediately, the Manburg army retreated inside
Wow.
Tommy's house as arrows began to rain down from above. Totally undergeared, Tommy crafted a bow and missed the only shot he had. It had been less than a minute since the first shot was fired, and they were already backed into a corner. As Tommy began
Can they
to
just
retreat,
dig? Yeah, there you go.
Wilbur pulled everyone back. They had to hold their ground. Placing half slabs on the windows, the men began returning fire. It didn't take long for them to realize that their shots weren't doing much. They needed another plan. Tommy
TNT.
suggested purling on top of the tower and knocking them all off. But Tubble reminded him that Dream had his end crystals from when they killed him earlier. Fundy, however,
What's an end
had
crystal?
a better idea.
Fam, what's an end crystal? What the fuck does that do? I don't know.
Using an invisibility potion, he would sneak up the tower, knocking all of them off and escaping unseen. This would be their next plan of action.
Yes.
But as everyone walked outside to draw fire away from Fundy, they realized the arrows had stopped being fired, and Dream's army was falling back to Pong's tower. In an attempt to effectively counter their enemy's new position, the Manburg army traveled to the nearby Punza's tower. This tower stood at nearly the same height as Pong's tower and would allow for the fire to continue. But Dream's army didn't climb the tower. This meant that when Tommy and Tubbo reached the top and began firing down, the Dream SMP army could not shoot high enough to hit them. They were completely safe.
Okay.
Because of this, as well as fire from the rest of the Manburg army down below, Dream ordered his men to retreat
Yeah.
again. This was huge. Somehow, completely outgeared,
Why didn't they
Manburg
climb
was
another
driving
tower?
Dream's army out of their own land.
I don't know.
And with this victory,
I don't know. I don't
Eric
know.
convinced the rest of the group to join him in Manburg, for he had been grinding for a secret weapon. Something
What?
that would turn the tides of the war and secure victory.
A lot of meth.
A surprise attack. But something was off. As the group moved closer and closer to the final control room, they only became more and more confused,
Huh?
until they were all there, gathered around a single wooden button.
What?
Tommy could not handle the suspense and
Are they
pressed
under
the button.
What? No.
The room
No.
fell silent. Then, the unthinkable happened.
There's nothing in the chest.
What is going on? What?
Down with the revolution, boys. It was never meant to be.
Just like that,
What?
they all had nothing. All of their armor and weapons had been stolen or burned, and they all retreated to the van. The
the fuck happened?
Where it all began.
What the fuck just
Take
happened?
inventory and come up with another plan. Before long, it became even clearer that they had absolutely nothing. This meant they would have to resort back to the core beliefs of Manburg. Winning through words. Wilbur,
What just
alone,
happened?
attempted to negotiate with Dream. But it was no use. And yet another ultimatum was set. If Manburg did not fly white flags signifying their surrender of the war, Dream would blow up it all.
Blow it
Believing
all
this
up?
was a bluff, Wilbur followed Dream back to Manburg, where him and his men gathered at the wall for their final statement. Then, they all remembered the start of the war. The trap, the explosion, they had to stop. It was too late. All they could do was watch.
Get back. Don't tell you guys. Don't let this piece of tell
The land, their nation, the van.
Oh,
It was
shit.
all gone. The dream of independence, a chance at
Oh,
freedom,
shit, son.
gone with the swift shot of an arrow. And with that, Wilbur, along with his right-hand man,
It's all blown up.
went to negotiate the terms of surrender. And as they met with Dream, Tommy began to run his mouth, and Wilbur's attempts at calming him were no use. Tommy went on, insulting Dream and even challenging him to a 1v1 bow duel. But then something happened that was expected by absolutely no one. Dream was interested in the duel.
Really?
And so, a civilized discussion began, and within minutes, a final duel was in place.
Oh, come on,
The
fam.
rules were simple.
Come on, fam.
Both Tommy and Dream would line up on half a heart. After taking 10 paces each, the two would turn around and fire bow shots at each other. The first person to land a shot would win the duel.
Okay.
The stakes were the highest they'd ever been. If Tommy won, Manburg would be given its independence.
Okay.
But if Dream won, not only would Manburg lose its independence for good, but Tommy would have to give Dream Mellow High, one of the two discs he
Oh,
won
shit.
back from Dream in the first war. With
He's putting a
everything
lot
on the
up.
line, the sun fell low in the
I
sky.
like this music.
And
Dun,
it
dun, 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 dun,
was a
dun.
showdown.
Dun, 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 dun,
Creator
dun,
of the
dun.
server and most powerful man there versus Tommy. The scrappy 16-year-old.
It's always Dream versus Tommy. I love this.
They took their position.
A great
Wilbur stood
what
in
do
the
they call
center
it?
and
Bad guy versus good guy.
10 paces.
Heel versus
Manburg was
hero.
now in the hands of Tommy. All his friends could do was watch and pray. The count began.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
The world stood still.
Uh-oh. Boom, boom.
And then
10 paces fire.
Oh. Fuck.
Tommy had lost. Manburg had lost for the second time. And Tommy owed Dream the very disc he spent days fighting to get back.
Oh
With
shit.
this, it once again seemed that all hope was lost for Manburg. But in one final twist, Tommy had an idea.
Uh-oh.
One
What?
that would fly in the face of everything he was known for. He requested for Dream to join a private call, and he did. This is what happened.
Dream, I know what you want from me. I'll give you both of the discs if you let us have our independence.
What?
Both of them.
Wait. That is
What?
a very, very interesting deal.
They fought a whole war over those
That's very
discs.
selfless of you. Those are your discs.
For the Manburg, you know? For Wilbur, for Tubbo.
Okay. I will,
For the Manburg, you know.
How about this? I'll grant you technical independence.
What's
For
technical?
both discs.
What?
We will not go into your grounds unless we're allowed, and we will.
You
not attack
respect
you.
us. Yeah, just independence, man.
We will
Just
respect
independence.
you.
What?
Tommy, despite for his entire time on the SMP thinking only of himself and his own wants,
Bro, are you shitting
laid down
me?
his most prized possessions for the greater good of their nation. This story had a happy ending, and Lamanburg,
What? I don't believe it.
odds,
I don't believe it.
was free
It's a trap.
at last.
It's a fucking
In
trap.
the light of their victory, Wilbur gathered the men to write the Decree of Independence.
Independence.
As we gaze upon the swaths of redwood trees, the great hills to our south, and the walls that have protected us for years, I, as the now president of Lamanburg, hereby state,
Suck it, green boy!
life,
Touche.
liberty, and the pursuit of freedom. Tommy and Tubbo returned to the bench outside Tommy's house. There, they played a different disc to celebrate
This
their
is
independence.
fucking dope.
With the Lamanburg War ending,
What?
the server once again entered a time of peace. Over the next month, many small skirmishes happened, new developments occurred, and new players joined. But the next true development in their story would arise in early September. With Wilbur being the self-elected president of Lamanburg, many of the new players, upon hearing this, titled him a dictator. What resulted from these
fucked up.
accusations sparked a
Quackity.
new era in the
Quackity.
storyline. A different kind of
Vic Star.
This
What?
was the first annual Lamanburg election.
What? What? Oh shit, stop playing with me! Holy shit, fam, you were not lying. Part 2 was absolutely fucking epic. Are you shitting me? This whole revolution thing? Hey, Wilbur's story is fucking amazing. I can see where the storylines really start to take place and essentially change the whole Dream SMP. I mean, you could still feel it now. That's what she said. 100% his van and that whole making potions thing was making meth from Breaking Bad. 110%. That's what the fuck it was. They were in a meth lab. Let's just call it what it is. Part 2, amazing. I thought part 1 was amazing. This like bloop, 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 leveled up even more. I saw part 3's like an hour fucking long. So be ready, fam, because we're gonna react to that shit. I'm debating if I'm gonna have it come out tomorrow or maybe Saturday. I might have it come out Saturday morning, and maybe tomorrow I'll do like a TommyInnit reaction, something like that. Kind of build up the fucking hype. This shit was amazing. Thank you again to everyone who recommended this. Had an absolute blast reacting this, and I hope you enjoyed the reaction. And if you did, please help support the channel by smashing that subscribe and like button. Then hit that notification bell and become part of the Sauce Gang. Have a great hump day, everyone. And remember, it's eat, sleep, and make beats. And as usual, be kind to one another. And that's all the fuck I got. Boom! I'm out. Stay tuned, motherfuckers. Peace. Hot sauce beats. Woo!